Hello and welcome to what is a cold and brisk day here in Bedford, but the feeling of excitement and intrigue is very much in the air. A change of ownership to kick off 2022, hitting national newspapers up and down the UK with high targets and expectations for the future off the field. Today, the Printers face a big challenge on it. League leaders Stotfold visit league headliners Bedford FC here at McMullen Park. My name is Will Roberts. Alongside me for this clash is Dominic Frisby. Afternoon, Dominic. An exciting encounter to introduce us into the new year. What can we expect from both sides this afternoon?
Hello, Will, and lovely to be here. The pitch is very heavy. The grass is not that cut. I've walked it, and it's not going to be that easy to keep the ball on the ground. So that's my first observation. I've been talking to both teams, and both teams claim that they're footballing sides, but when you ask each team how the other team plays, they both say, oh, they just lump it up. So there's a sort of a gap between how they perceive themselves and how they perceive the other team. But it's a pretty big encounter. I gather in the last encounter it's a local derby, in the last encounter between these two teams, somebody was sent off. Bedford were 1-0 up at half-time, somebody was sent off, and then another of their key players was taken ill, and they ended up losing 5-1. Bedford team have come under new management. I was speaking to the managers, they said they've only had 2 sessions with the players. They don't know them that well. The players will all be wanting to impress the management as their management are trying to figure out who's best. So I think we can expect some bruising challenges, some classic non-league heavy football, let's put it that way. And it's a local derby, and Bedford, I think they were 7th, and then they had a point deducted, so they've gone down to 8th. And obviously Stotfold are top of the table, quite a long way clear. But if Bedford can win a few games, Stotfold are only 4 points clear of second. They're a long way clear of Bedford. But if Stotfold, the players are coming out, I'll hand back to you. But if Bedford can win, then they're in the frame for the playoffs.
Exactly that. A quick look at both teams into, first of all, the home side. This is how Bedford line up. Aaron Khan between the sticks. Steve Bunker, Cade Abbey, Michael Fisher and Robbie Goodman will marshal the defence. Connor Inskip and captain Ben McGrath will be in the midfield. Bentley McLeod and Steve Burford out wide. Bamford, clinical goal scorer up front with Chisholm Ahmadi. Substitutes are there for you to see. Into the away team, Liam Gooch is between the sticks. Connor Clark marshalling things as captain, and a man to keep your eye on. Number 11, Cody Lee Spavins. He has scored 19 goals in 20 games, the same amount as Bedford's Josh Bamford. So it'll be exciting to see those two go head-to-head this afternoon.
Yeah, talking to Nathan Abbey, the Bedford manager, he says they're lining up with a 3-5-2. He called it a lopsided 3-5-2, whereby we will always have 4 at the back. So that's quite interesting to see how that pans out. I'm just looking to see how Stotfold are lining up in that sort of quite garish peppermint kit. Looks like they've got 5 at the back there. Yeah, they seem to be lining up with 5 at the back as well. Oh, no, it's a 4. It looks like a straight flat back 4 with 2 just in front of them. So copying Gareth Southgate.
A classic 4-4-2. Can't go wrong with that in non-league football.
At least the players all know what they have to do.
Exactly that. Josh Bamford has the ball by his feet. The South Midlands Spartan Division 1 game about to get underway. New beginnings here at Bedford. Let's see how they turn out. Ball towards the back. Passed up to a Maddie. Captain Ben McGrath.
This is encouraging. They're attempting to play football here. They're not just hoofing it up.
Stotfold pressing well though, resulting in a clearance kick from Khan at the back. McGrath getting himself in tight spaces. Ball's gone out. Referee says it will be Stotfold ball. It's impressive defence so far from the men in green. Long throw has to be dealt with by the printers. It is Amadi. Long ball from McGrath out to the other side, out to Burford. What can he do? Not much. The ball well dealt with by Sam Nichols. Pressure's on for Bedford. They've been stuck in their own half. Going to try and do something with it. Again, towards the midfield. Stotfold looked to pounce. Dealt with well.
Stotfold are pressing. They're pressing very high and aggressively, but Bedford have dealt with it well up to now. I've been impressed with McGrath. He's sort of everywhere. Put a very good long crossfield ball back in there.
Bit of disagreement over the referee's decision there. There always will be at this sort of level, but it will be Stotfold ball.
Tactics clear, long throws down the line. Well, that was just in a bit.
Overarching throw from Jordan Stewart, but it's landed in the arms of Aaron Khan, who's going to take his time here, allow Bedford to sort of reassess. It has been all Bedford ball pretty much so far, but they haven't really been able to do much with it, Dominic.
No, they haven't. They've barely been able to get out of their half, but at least they've been keeping hold of the ball as they tire. Be interesting. I think, you know, this might just simply go down to whichever is the fittest team. Nice touch there, and here's the captain, and he's just going to again
good ball
hold. He
up.
keeps. It's twice that guy's lost it. The number 7. Oh, you saw him slip. The ground's. I wonder if he's got the right studs on, but the ground is not easy. Good win by the centre half, intercepted by the fullback.
Ball played over the top by Stotfold.
Oh, this is trouble. Oh, is he going to win it? Oh, great block from the fullback. Well done.
Puts the ball in. It's going to be Bedford who will have to recover. Can they go on the counter? It's Steve Burford. He's got some gas. Little chop back inside. Playing around the midfield. Bedford starting to look like they've warmed up to this game a bit more. McLeod unfortunately loses the ball in midfield.
They're struggling to hold it up, Bedford, and as soon as Stotfold win the ball, they're just hoofing it straight up there.
Seems to be working. This was it from Cody Lee Spavins. We mentioned how dangerous he could potentially be. Ball falling to Jake Davis, who couldn't do much about it, unfortunately, but it will be a Stotfold free kick just inside their own half.
And they've just piled everyone forward here. So there's no prize for guessing where this is going.
Skipper Connor Clark feeds it in towards the edge of the D. Is it going to fall? Spavins, high boot, doesn't get there. Instead, it's with Bamford now.
Win this.
Stotfold ball. Good little bit of tiki-taka there, Amir Khan. Or
well done, keeper.
Ahmad Khan, in fact, gets his dustpan and brush up and sweeps it all up. Good challenge there from Cade Baggy. It's going to be Stotfold ball. And Bedford ball, in fact. They've done well to keep that. Steve Bunker with the long throw towards Bamford, in fact. Those two, Burford and Bamford, have been ever so crucial so far this season, linking up well. But for now, it's Stotfold with the ball. Sam Nichols down the line. Working into the box. Oh, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Jake Davis unlucky there. An exciting first 5 minutes, Dominic.
Yeah, everyone's playing at full throttle. I'm interested to see if they can keep this going for 90 minutes. I doubt they can. That's why I'm sort of saying the fittest team looks like they might win this. Good to see the motorway in the background there. That'll do the players' lungs the world of good, I'm sure.
It will be a corner. It will be Cody Lee Spavins to take this. Hands up and away we go. Ball into the mixer. Oh, ever so close from Ash Kersey.
That was right in the stink pot, wasn't it?
Exactly, in that sort of corridor of uncertainty. Spavins will be delighted with that delivery. Look at this. Floats in, no one home. Kersey Not much that Khan could do
Good
about
header,
that
though.
as
He
well.
He won it well, that boy.
With a head of hair like that as well, you must be winning good headers.
You're opening yourself up for mockery, so you've got to make sure you're very good if you've got a haircut like that.
Referee's whistle blows.
He looks like he's just come out of a festival, didn't he?
Looks like it might be Bedford ball.
Ah, now this is interesting. This is actually the furthest forward Bedford have been all game.
An opportunity for Bedford to maybe stamp their mark on this game. I didn't know. It's going to be Bunker, who's going to look to try and feed it in.
He's going to hoof it right in there. It's a big ball. It's a good ball. Keeper won it. The ref's given that for a foul on the keeper. Push.
It will be Liam Gooch who will look to hoist this up towards the midfield.
He's gone for sort of luminescent peppermint, the keeper.
All shades of green on show for you this afternoon. Ball over to Kersey, not collected. Bit of a mess in the middle. Baggy's done well though. Forced a clearance from Fisher. It will be Bedford ball, it seems. Mark Bunker waiting. Mark Bunker, in fact, not a younger sort of fresher face in this squad. He's been in and around this league since 2007, has Mark Bunker. He knows all about non-league football, and that sort of experience is absolutely crucial for what is quite a young team.
Yeah. They look pretty young. It's funny, I was watching them warm up and I thought these guys are only about 15 or 16, but they walk out onto the pitch and they suddenly look older. But yeah, what was his name? Bumford, did you say?
Mark Bunker.
Bunker, yeah, he looks like he's been around the block a couple of times. He looks like he can look after himself for sure.
Exactly that. Khan at the back.
It's interesting talking to Gavin Hoyt, the assistant manager. I said, how are you going to play this? And he says, we're strong in the back, we're strong in the middle, and we'll just get at him up front. And that seems to be Bunker's role.
Khan.
Interesting angle he's going for here.
Trying to unpick the defence as well.
That could have been good. That was a good header to win. That was our man Bamford. 20 goals in 20 games. Pretty good.
Impressive record. Very impressive record indeed.
The next Ian Wright, maybe.
This is exactly what Bedford will be looking for, these sort of opportunities. Amadi just sort of fumbling that one.
Slightly better touch from him and he was in.
Exactly that.
Okay, so now we've got free kick coming from the right back position and it's going to be hoofed straight in the box for the big lads to win up front. He didn't get hold of it.
Unfortunate, and it's going to be McLeod who looks to pounce, but again it's put back in to that
That's the second time
position
he's
for Stotfold. Overhead kick attempted by Lee Spavins, but it's caught in the end by Khan. He's been dangerous so far, Lee Spavins. He's really lived up to the hype that we gave him before pre-match.
Yeah, he looks good. Nifty little player. One of those sort of annoying players that's at you all the time, keeps you under pressure. Here he goes, not quite.
McGrath.
Okay, needed somebody running onto it.
It's captain to captain. Connor Clark does well to sort of leave it for Liam Gooch to get his mitts all over it. Make sure that the ball is safe.
I'm worried about the number 7 for Bedford. It's 2 or 3 times he's been trying to hold the ball up. Here he is now. He keeps slipping.
Bentley
That was
McLeod.
a foul in the back on him there.
Again, one of the fresher faces in this team. Here we go.
It's a definite foul in the back.
Jordan
So that's
Stewart.
the tactic. everyone forward, win the foul, everyone forward, hoof it into the box, win the header. Centre forward's doing his hair, out of shot. Here
Bunker.
it comes. Oh, he had to win it.
Unfortunate, but it's going to fall still.
Give him an option. Give it. He's got to give it. He's got it. Okay.
Bedford waiting for his opportunity to pounce. And
yeah.
Maddie just wide from McLeod. That is the best opportunity that this team have had so far.
I'll say he sort of hooked it wide, but if the guy at the far post had followed up on it, he'd stop running, the guy at the far post. Watch this. Bamford, bit of poachery there, and he could have got his 21st.
McLeod.
Far be it from me to lecture him on how to score goals.
Gone up for 4 or 5 headers and missed them all.
McGrath plays a nice little ball through, little tester, something for McLeod.
Well, and the
to
defender
sort of
dealt with it. He got a push in the back, that full back there. Let's get a big throw in there. I love this about non-league football. The ball goes out, it takes them ages to go and get it. They've got to go and get the ball from the car park. There we go. So let's have a look. What's this fullback's throw going to be like?
Bunker, we've already seen that he
Thrown
has
it
that
into the
long
channel
throw
for Bamford,
in his arsenal, but it's ended up with Bamford, who's managed to spill the ball. Let's see what Stotfold can do with it now. Joe Ryan plays it up. Unfortunately, Kersey can't get any purchase on it. It'll be Inskip to play it out wide.
Good play from the captain there, McGrath. He was back to cover. Tidied it up.
Kersey. Good touch. Bedford back. In aid.
Man on yet.
McGrath. Little bit of pressure. Nothing that Bedford can't deal with. Still Bedford ball. Inskip this time. Holding midfielder, signed in November. Good strong tackle there from Stotfold, who have got the ball back, and it's Joe Ryan who will feed it over to Kersey. Kersey, was he fouled? No, we play on. McLeod.
Just couldn't quite hold on to it again.
Here's Ryan. Out wide.
Just watching this, you see why managers, often they pick goal score. They'll pick a number 9 who doesn't score that many goals, but is just good at holding it up. And just in this game, you can see why. You can see the value of a player who's able to hold it up. It just takes so much pressure off the rest of the team.
Good turn from Ryan,
That
who
was
has an
really
option
good.
to shoot.
Ooh.
Just over the bar. Our second shot of the game. It has been one of those where it's sort of just ended up in the middle. Not many opportunities for the goalkeepers to be tested.
Lovely turn though.
That is the closest that Stotfold have got. A little clap from Cody Lee Spavins. They know that a few more of those, and with the luck of the draw, it could end up being in the back of the net.
I think that was his wrong foot, but he's obviously good enough on his wrong foot to have the confidence to take a shot from outside the box, but nevertheless it was his wrong foot. Maybe he is ambidextrous. Do you know that word?
Both feet.
There you go. We're raising the tone of commentary. We're trying to increase the footballing lexicon in this. This is our mission.
Ryan, who's been ever present so far.
There's your man Spavin with his gloves.
It's
Good
Davis
tackle. Oh, is that Davis?
wearing
Sorry.
7. Looking to put his dancing shoes on and try and get a bit of leeway, and it's gone out for a goal kick, unfortunately.
He's good, the left back. The Bedford left back. Made a few good challenges.
That's Robbie Goodman playing out there. a newer arrival. We haven't seen him play much for Bedford FC just yet. We're going to probably have quite a strong turnover in the next few weeks of players as management switch higher up, as do players. That is typically the fashion of non-league football. So do expect to be hearing new names each week.
Hard to build up camaraderie between the players. I mean that seriously.
Yeah.
You know, to build a team spirit. If you're not sure who's going to be playing next week, it's hard.
That is true. Someone who has been playing for a while, Michael Fisher, is dealing with the ball well.
Oops, he sliced it, but he's got away with it. Now hold it up. No.
Oh, Bamford with a big tackle. Challenges going in left, right and centre. It's Stotfold who have ended up with the ball. Good touch there from the centre half. Burford this time, looking to feed it into Bamford. Again, collected well by Gooch. He's going to take his time, pick his position. Into the Bedfordshire sky goes the ball.
So let me ask you a question, Will. If you were you're lying 8th, you're the Bedford manager, you're lying 8th, you can get up to 5th, you're into the playoffs. Would you take a draw here?
Absolutely. Against a team who, in their last few games, have gone 4-1, 7-1, 10-2. This is a team that know how to win. So any points coming away from the Stotfold fixture will be very beneficial.
Yeah,
for
they
Bedford
seem,
FC.
once they get on top, they seem to score a lot of goals, don't they?
Exactly that. They have the most goals in the league, 80.
And if you
Bedford
sort of-
lie on 65.
It's
in
one thing
seventh.
losing by 1-0, 2-0, but when you start losing 5 or 6-0 or 10-2, it's quite deflating.
Bunker feeds the ball over to Bamford, tries to get something on it, but Clark says, no thanks, I'll have it. And it will be Jordan Stewart who will try and feed this one down the line. Burford, well blocked. You can see sort of to the left of your shot there. Lots of fans in today. A new beginning, sparking some intrigue around Bedford. People coming down to see what all the fuss is about. A lot of you watching at home will be from overseas, and we thank you for your company. We hope that we can keep you entertained, not only for this 90 minutes, but for all upcoming games, which will be live streamed here at McMullen Park.
You're looking at the heart of England. This is what England is really like. Grey, muddy, and people shouting at each other.
This is non-league football at its very best.
With a motorway in the background.
Hopefully it didn't disappoint. Nichols feeds the ball in. We're back in play. It's Ryan. Over to Lee Spavins.
Oh, he just had to knock it down. The fullback was running onto it. He hit it the wrong way.
Frustration. The backman, Cody Lee Spavins. As we've mentioned, if you've just joined us, he is the man when it comes to Stotfold goals. Approaching sort of the 21, 22 sort of figure. It's impressive. A nice turn there.
Very nice. He's beaten him. He's beaten him properly. Keep going. Oh, he just ran out of gas, didn't he?
It's a Maddie on the wing. Potton United dual registered player, brought in November to bolster attacking spirits, and he's done just that with what was a lovely bit of football down the wing.
But you saw there was a crunching challenge just after that on the left winger, and the left winger is still down. He's really hurt himself in that challenge. I think there's a stretcher coming on here. Oh no, it's just the team. It's just the physio. But I could hear it from here, that challenge by the left back. He's in pain.
We're going to try and figure out who that is. I have a feeling it might be Robbie Goodman. we as commentators,
It was a crunching challenge.
We as commentators aren't so familiar with these players so far.
I can. Let me just tell you, Will. I'd never heard of any of these players until about 5 minutes ago. So,
but you can join us in learning a bit more about them
Okay.
as the weeks go on.
He's coming off. He's coming off.
Will be a substitution. I can imagine that it would be Lewis Jones who might come on. And they're bringing on someone with a lot of experience, over 100 games for Bedford since 2013. 10
He's
goals
back on
for
his
the
feet.
team. He's
The left back's back on his feet and he's limping off. And I think that's the end of his afternoon.
That is Connor Inskip, actually, who's coming off the midfielder. So we'll see who Bedford bring on. Nathan Abbey and Gavin Hoyle will be potentially scratching their heads. They don't have an out-and-out replacement.
He's holding the back of his leg, so that looks like it's a hamstring. So he must have stretched it as he tried to make the challenge. So it might just be from running into the challenge rather than the challenge itself.
We're gonna try and find out who's coming on. It looks like now we're going by numbers.
Oh, they hurt your hamstring.
So
We'll speak of someone who's done it many times.
We'll find out who this is when it's raised.
Show us your back.
Thank
Number
you.
17.
Number 17, Andre Rees-Brown, centre mid. Been at Bedford since 2019. He a very versatile player is Andre Rees-Brown. He's been known to play around the park, and he's coming on for an injured Connor Inskip. We're about halfway through the first half. Chances are plenty for both sides. Neither been able to get that final piece of the puzzle together. Amadi pressurising. He's done well in the last 5.
There's a great little tussle going on down there between those two. They've had a few little bruising encounters.
Sam Nichols, I think it is, who's wearing 2 for Stotfold. But it's a long throw, and it is going to be Andre Rees-Brown who makes himself accustomed to this game by getting himself in his nice involvement with Amadi. Ball out to
Oh, it was
Burford.
almost a bad shot, almost turned into a fantastic 3 ball, but he's won it back.
Miskicks it.
Well done, the
McGrath
captain, McGrath. Nice win.
Pushing
Now
up.
hold on to it. Now give it.
McLeod.
Now. Oh. Yes. Yes.
McGrath feeding in.
Oh, nearly very nice. Well played.
Unlucky. Bedford doing well. A bit of applause from Bamford shows that intent is good.
Corner. They're all planning what they're going to do. Where's this going, Will? Far post, near post, or
The
right in?
mixer, I think. It'll end up in that pot. Let's see what Bedford can come up with.
It's actually quite a wide pitch, this. You've got to give it a fair welly just to reach the stink pot.
It'll be Mark Bunker to take the throw. To take the corner, in fact.
The fullback. He's got a good strike on him. He's hit a couple of good free kicks already.
Here we go then. Let's see what Bedford can come up with. Good ball with a good bit of whippage. Corner again, says the referee. They'll get another shot at it.
More of a front poster, that one. That was one arm up, goes to the front post. That's the code. We've cracked the code, Will. It's going to the same place.
Aimed towards the huddle. Again, deflected by Stotfold. They've done well to keep Bedford at bay so far.
He didn't catch it quite as well, that corner.
Third time's a charm then for Bunker. Nice bit of practice.
Good old-fashioned caravan there in the background.
Got to pick his place well here, does Bunker. Goes short this time to McLeod. Back to Bunker.
Oh, he had to hit it.
Look to feed it in late on. Who's going to end up with Kersey, who whacks it down. Now with Baggy, what can he do on the counter? And Sears. Who's this? That bit of outrage there.
There's the manager.
From Nathan Abbey, making sure everything's intact. A change of management happened in early December. This is a new, fresh-faced set of coaches, something that Bedford FC will be looking to sort of adjust to.
Nice man. Had a good chat with him before the game. Very level-headed.
Nichols with the throw. Appeals of the ball going off the field of play from the side, but it's not, and we still have it. For now, McLeod chests it down, does well. Tries to play it off to Reese Brown, who slips and fumbles. Stewart plays the ball down the wing. Spavins. Good clearance. Just about. McGrath looked to try and tidy things up a bit more, but he's earned a free kick. Stotfold looking dangerous on the counter.
Yeah, they are. I was looking at those corners. They leave 2 up, and Bedford only left 2 back. So when they hoofed it out from the corner, suddenly it was 2 on 2. And if they'd got that ball out to the guy on the wing, then they could have been in trouble. But fortunately, they were able to cover themselves. The pitch is getting really churned up. It's really heavy pitch. It's going to be grueling on their legs. Have to put the ice on tonight.
Ball in the midfield, up in the air. Who's going to take it down? Bamford is. On to Burford. 2 PE teachers in tandem. Looking to fly down the wing. Andre's there is the call. The beauty of non-league football is that we can pretty much hear everything coming from the pitch, can't we, Dominic?
Yeah, and I guess were this to be national television, occasionally we would have to apologise for what gets said on the pitch.
If any of that gets picked up, we do apologise. It is raw. It is non-league.
So here we go. So he's taking them from the right-hand side as well.
Bunker, options are plenty.
That goes to the 5. It was a good strike. Nice, clean strike.
Amadi, what can he do from the other side? Holds the ball up, waiting. Good ball in. Oh! Bamford with the closest opportunity we've had so far. Glancing across the face of the goal. Amadi holding up play so well, pulls the trigger. Bamford, the glancing shot. He knows how to score a goal, does Josh Bamford, but that one just wide.
Yeah, you've got to say, he'll be lying in bed tonight going, if he doesn't get another goal today, he'll be lying in bed tonight going, I should have scored that one.
One of those. Liam Gooch.
Anyway.
Whose heart rate must have spiked a little bit then, gets to compose himself once more and get the ball. Ooh, Josh Burford just got one to the face there. Steve Burford, in fact. We've got Steve Burford and Josh Bamford, which is a lovely concoction for a commentator.
No relation to Patrick.
Oh, into that corridor of uncertainty goes the ball.
Just
difficult. Cody Lee Spavins has it still. Jordan Stewart looks to play it in again. Khan this time does well to keep his hands on the ball.
They just went to sleep a bit there, Bedford. They were probably sort of all thinking about what the goal that might have been, and that often happens. You miss a goal at one end and then you find an opportunity at the other. Here he is, nice run from the number 7.
Jake Davis,
flat ball across, and the big number 9, our man from the festival, if he just made that, he was in, but the defender beat him to the ball.
Connor Clark hoifs it back down the field. Little game of headers and volleys to accompany the football. Clark again with the half volley. Ball staying in the air, not really touching the ground. Now it's Davies who brings it down. Again, Khan has his hands on it. Looks to distribute early. A lovely floating ball out wide. Burford does well. Stepping in, stepping out. Was that a shot? Was that a pass? Probably at half-time when he's questioned about it, it will end up being a pass, but I'm sure that had goal written all over it in Steve's mind.
It was a shot. He did a really good play. He beat a couple of players. He beat them really well, and he had a rush of adrenaline to the head and thought he was Roy of the Rovers, and it was crying out to be pushed out to the right, that ball.
I think goal of the season might have been playing on his mind slightly there as he hit it from about 30 out.
It can happen. You win a couple of good challenges, the blood goes to your head, and you start getting ideas beyond your ability.
Connect it well, and it's viral on YouTube.
That's true.
Ball for Stotfold this time. Baggy. McGrath. Little shove 8 on 8. Baggy and McGrath, and it's McGrath who gets the rub of the green.
I've been impressed with him, McGrath. I think he's a really good player.
Only 23.
Won some good challenges.
A very level head, and is proving that at the moment.
Yeah, and that's a foul. He's put some nice cultured midfielder. He's strong in the challenge, and he puts some good passes through as well. And his reading of the game is very good. Positional sense.
It will be Khan who will take this free kick. And you can only assume once again this will be heading towards a Stotfold goal. Big kick required.
He's going to put it into the left-hand channel, isn't he?
Doing up. Bamford can't get his head on it.
There's McGrath again. Look,
Lee
watch how he wins
Spavins
it.
off the heel. Ball still in the air. Andre Rees-Brown, who's only recently joined us in this half. Inskip having to go off injured. Lovely feet from Mark Bunker, who controls it well. McLeod, unfortunately, can't do that. Well cleared by Connor Clark, but it will be a Bedford throw-in. At the moment, Dominic, this doesn't seem like an 8th versus 1st sort of game. It's been very level, and it very much could go either way.
Yeah, I'm sorry to sound like a broken record. I think it's going to be determined by which is the fitter team. And at the moment, they're pretty similar ability. Who tires first?
Bunker.
It's a local derby, but I would say it's been firm but fair, the spirit with which it's been played so far, but there's a long way to go.
Stewart honks it into the Bedford sky, and it's fallen for Rees-Brown. McGrath tries to pick out his man. The Maddie on that wing. He controls it well. He's still got it.
He's got something of the Sadio Mane about him, the way he plays, the way he in his sort of gait, his manner.
His dancing feet as well. Little twinkle toes. Chisholm Amadi. McGrath.
Now head that down. Oh.
No one's home. It will be a goal kick. 30 minutes in, 12 to go in the half. We can only assume there'll be a bit of added time due to the injury to Connor Inskip. But for now, Bedford can be very happy with the way that they're playing. They're putting pressure on the likes of Gooch, Nichols, Stewart, Ryan, Sears in that back line for Stotfold. Big kick. Down towards Kersey, who's been fouled. Little conversation. We can only assume that was a nice and polite one.
It was asking him what he's having for dinner tonight.
Michael Fisher just getting a little bit of a telling off here. Referee today, Gary Ogden, won't be taking any stick. McGrath just coming over to make sure everything's intact.
Good. He's a good cat. I rate him. Did you see how he distracted? He changed. You could see he argued about something else and just got something else in the referee's mind and made him lose his focus for a moment.
Do it.
Well, you can see exactly where this is going. Oh,
plays it
wrong.
short. Spavins tries to get it in. Burford tackling well. Still on the field of play. Into the mix-up. It goes. Bunker clears. Bit of panic for Bedford. Didn't really see that one coming. It went into that middle sort of area. Who knows who got a touch on that?
He wanted a penalty, the centre forward. He's claiming he was fouled. That's a risky ball to play in non-league football.
Cooch had it covered though, and he's got time to pick out his man. He picks out Kersey well. Can't really miss him. Big striding gait of Kersey. Nichols plays it into the middle. Turn, shot. Baggy that was.
Pretty good. Good shot. Good turn and shot. It was closer than it looked. Maybe a foot wide of the post.
Good turn. Just comes off the wrong side of the boot. Unfortunate spin.
Yeah, I thought from his first touch he hadn't quite got hold of it, and he swiveled really well. A real winter landscape. Look, not a leaf on the trees.
It's bleak here in Bedford.
We're in the deep midwinter, middle of January. It's very cold. I'm in a nice warm commentator's booth and my feet are freezing. I've got Timberlands on and merino wool socks and I've still got cold feet.
Imagine how these players feel. But they'll be keeping warm. They've kept us entertained as well. It has been an intriguing first half. Lots more to come, of course. We hope you're enjoying it at home. Please do let us know over socials. Twitter, Instagram. Get hold of us, however, at Real Bedford and at Bedford_FC. Either channel is good. Let us know where you're watching from as well. We'd love to hear from you. And we think Bedford have gone fairly international.
Well, it's the new international community. It's the community of the internet. And for those of you watching from abroad, or even from the UK, Stotfold. It's an interesting name. The name fold, F-O-L-D, you might not know this, Will. It's Old Anglo-Saxon for an enclosure.
Oh.
So it would have been where farmers, rather than, grow plants, where they would have kept sheep or cattle or even horses. And Stotfold was a stop-off point where you would graze your horses on the way down from the north down to London.
There you go. Who says that we don't provide in classic important information here on the Bedford FC stream?
It's always interesting how places got their names, but it's sort of an unusual sounding name, Stotfold, but Wikipedia is our friend.
There we go. Back to the football now. Stewart trying to feed it in. Kersey.
Did you see the captain
Great
again?
challenge.
What a he's down. All two big challenges there.
Challenges galore. The referee holds his hands out. What can I do? Andre Rees-Brown stays down.
That second challenge was a retaliation for the first.
Really, what Bedford FC will be wanting if Rees-Brown ends up being injured. They've already lost Connor Inskip. Rees-Brown has come on as a replacement. Here we go. First challenge.
Ooh, he won it. That was a bad challenge.
That is bad. Bit of studs up. And I'm sure if VAR was in play in non-league, then there might be a few conversations about that.
Definitely yellow. Yellow with shades of red, I would say.
He's got off with a telling off. So we'll leave it at that. Another chance potentially goes begging.
Floodlights are on.
Getting slightly darker.
Goalie's going to hoof it up. 5 minutes to half time. You really don't want to lose a goal now. It's a very easy time to concede. I think it would be unfair on both teams if they conceded a goal. But football isn't fair.
No, it's not. Here we go then. Kersey. Well, onto Davis. Onto Baggy. Misplaced by McGrath, but it's swept up by Goodman, who tries to do his best to clear it, but it comes off a Stotfold ball, of a Stotfold player, in fact, so it will be Bedford FC ball. Our touch judge, Paul Sangster, raises his flag. Long throw, down the flank. Bamford, in fact, wrestled to the ground.
Bamford, the PE teacher, calling on his profession there in the tussle.
Davis not too happy with the decision that was made there. Let's see what happens. Did it go off? I'm sure the Bedford bench sure thinks so.
I don't think that was a foul. I think he was backing into him and the guy backed away and he fell over, yeah. The right decision. No, some of the players were complaining that a foul wasn't given.
So it will be Bedford ball. This would be a perfect opportunity for them to make their mark. The Printers stamping their authority on this game. It's with Amadi, who's been excellent so far. Ball down to Bamford, who hoists it into what would be Rosed.
Yeah, he had to get his head over it. He's had 2 chances, Bamford, and this was a chance.
Well tracked down by McLeod, but Bamford just can't get the right strike on it.
Didn't get over it, did he? It was just bouncing up and he just couldn't quite get over it. Nice layoff from the centre forward, and I was just saying about Amadi, I was just thinking he doesn't lay it off enough, and then of course he didn't lay it off and put in a beautiful cross, and I'm glad I didn't say it now. Nice cross, well played.
Gooch. It's going to be Stotfold ball. It will be Stewart to throw. Fans fairly reluctant to give it back. I'll keep it for a while. I'll run down the clock.
Do we know how many are in? I'd say a couple of hundred.
A couple of hundred, which is impressive numbers for 10th Division English football.
It's more crowded than it looks from that shot. Because there's a little stand just behind, just to the left, just off camera.
Tempers slightly starting to rise. Conversation with the referee becoming more frequent as challenges start to be put in. Legs tiring and decisions sort of...
What's a foul though? Right decision.
Decisions from the players, in fact, sort of maybe going a bit awry. Anyway, we're still here.
Tired.
Kersey pulled to the ground, and it's going to be Stotfold ball. The referee having to blow his whistle a lot more now than he did in the first 20.
And Stotfold are just going to hoof it right into the box and hope that Kersey or someone else wins the challenge.
But as you mentioned, Dominic, that's Kersey's job, doing well. Mm-hmm. They're holding up the ball, conceding or sort of getting the foul and giving Stotfold an opportunity to pounce in what would be an absolutely crucial moment in this fixture.
Yeah, he's a tough old veteran.
Gooch plays it out wide.
Didn't catch
Kersey involved again. It's a lovely ball in towards the back post, and it's Spavins. Of course it is. Cody Lee Spavins. Great goal. And Stotfold put one over on Bedford.
Yeah, that is exactly what Bedford didn't want to happen. And it wasn't a great ball from the keeper, but Kersey ran very well. And what's great about what he did is he didn't control it. He just put it straight in first time, right into the danger. And, you know, that could have hit almost any part of the number 11's body apart from his hands, and it was going to go in. It was almost unmissable. Terrific ball. Keeper was badly placed, and, you know, he was in the middle of his goal and went to the back post. A bit of a weak challenge from the fullback on the post there, but great goal for Stotfold, and that's probably why they're top and Bedford aren't.
A poacher's effort from Cody Lee Spavins. Right place, right time. That's now 21 goals for the Stotfold bagsman.
Now come on, Bedford, you've got a couple of minutes now. You can nip a goal back before half-time. You don't deserve to be going in 1-0 down.
Plays the ball towards the corner. It's Gooch who's going to have to come out and try and do something with it. Chance of two touch. Kersey flicks it on to no one, though. Well, swept up by Baggy, however. Spavins puts a lovely ball out to Davis, who can't control it, but does in the end. Ball put in on the edge of the D. Floating around, and McGrath has his boot to ball, as does Khan, who hits it over, and it's going to be another opportunity for Baggy to get his box of tricks open. alongside Davis, alongside Lee Spavins and Kersey. Those four have been really turning it on in the last 5.
I've been impressed with Davis throughout the game, and the pressure really is going. They didn't quite get the shot away, but it was really good build-up from
Lee
Stotfold.
Spavins, opportunity to double his tally. Scored in the last few minutes. McLeod, however, has the ball for Bedford. McGrath miskicks it. Spavins manages to touch it down, but McGrath gets a second bite of the cherry.
Yeah, McGrath was given a hospital ball, though. The guy needs to play it flat for him so he can hoof it out, and he didn't. He made it difficult for McGrath.
Nichols out wide to Davis. Back to Nichols. Kept in. Kersey looking to pounce. Strong challenge. Foul challenge. Davis frustrated at Sangster, who holds firm. He was the one who gave the foul, the assistant referee. We're into the reds.
Fullback's not happy about it.
No, not at all. Not long left in this game. There he is, Cody Lee Spavins, who scored the goal only a few minutes ago.
One of the easier goals he'll ever score in his career. Terrific ball.
And it seems like he'll score quite a few. For now, Khan will look to try and get something out of these dying seconds of this first half. But they can't get anything. A dominant effort from Bedford FC, but it has been very much back and forth. Promising stuff from the men in black and white, but it is Stotfold who go ahead at half-time. A poacher's effort from Cody Lee Spavins takes us into the break. Half-time score here at McMullen Parks. Bedford FC 0, Stotfold FC 1. Let's have a look at a few of these highlights. Talk us through some of this, Dominic.
Yeah, this was the ball. He turned beautifully, and you just wanted Bamford running in at the far post there. That was one of the first opportunities that Bedford had. That was their first big chance. Here's our man. He comes in, another good ball. He puts a real slant on him, and that was the one. He just didn't quite get his head. It just grazed his head. He needed to make a bigger contact. I think he was trying to sort of flick it with his head rather than making sure he made contact. Here's the ball from the keeper. Kersey, our man with the hairdo, and he just knocks it straight in, lumps it to the far post, and he will never score an easier goal than that. And actually, if you watch the keeper, he pulled out of that challenge a little bit. He should have been spreading himself, as they say, and getting in the way, and you watch him, he pulled out a bit, and not what you want to see from a keeper. You want you want the striker to be scared of the keeper, not the keeper to be scared of the striker.
So there we have it. Half-time score here at McMullen Park. Bedford FC 0, Stotfold FC 1. Welcome back. I hope you've been able to grab a cup of tea and a biscuit at home, or coffee, wherever you are. I know some internationals don't drink as much tea as we do here, but trust me, we've all had a cuppa. It's cold here. It might not be cold in your own home, but it's cold here. And I certainly put the gloves on. I don't know about you, Dominic. You kept warm inside.
I went inside. I've got a cup of tea. I'm using that to warm me up, and my feet are still cold, and I've got my hat on. But I think the jacket's going to get done up in the second half. I think, a lot of this is going to come down to fitness, but I think Bedford have got a problem. Stotfold just look a bit stronger. They look a bit tighter at the back, and you're looking at Bedford. You've got to get 2 goals now, and Stotfold are pretty ruthless on the break. Bedford look a tiny bit shaky and panicky at the back, and I think they've got their work cut out. Let's put it that way.
Exactly that. We're about to get back underway here at McMullen Park. All to play for in this second half.
I think Bamford needs to get his sights in, and I think if a goal's going to come, it's probably going to come from a Meadow. The supply of it, I mean. Bamford had 2 good chances in the first half, and if he gets another good chance in this half, he's going to have to take it.
It will be Stotfold to kick us back underway.
I can't tell if there have been any substitutions or not. I don't think there have. I think Stotfold might have switched centre forward. Can't see Kersey, the big man who supplied the goal, anywhere, unless that's him out on the left.
It's Luke Smith who is on, we think, number 15. Either way, we've still got a game on our hands.
Smith is on for Kersey, is he?
We think so.
Looking at him, he's even bigger than Kersey.
A like-for-like replacement. Davis, we were welcome to his presence in the first half. Baggy also. Big challenge here. A card will most likely be produced. Colour.
It's not going to be red. He was just late and tired rather than malicious, but he caught him and he went rolling over.
Abbey
is in the book.
The colour, most likely yellow. I'm sure it'll be confirmed. There it is. He's been put on the naughty list, Cade Abbey.
Yeah, and that's going to temper what he's capable of doing for the rest of the game. He's still got 45 minutes to go.
An experienced man at this division, former Ainsbury Rovers, Kempston Rovers, Bedford Town, Bullock Town, Arsley Town.
In comes the ball.
Pressure's on, but it's keeper's ball. A routine save.
It was a routine save, but the number 15, the substitute, Luke Smith, won that challenge very easily indeed. And I would be extremely... Look, here, the ball comes in here. Look how easily Smith won that. And I would be very concerned. Bit of a hard challenge going in there.
Something we couldn't see. Here's a replay. Oh, it's hit the hand.
It's a handball. So that is going straight in the mixer.
Dan Sears, who put hand to ball. It'll be Bunker who lies over it.
Yeah, he's the free kick man. He's the Kieran Trippier of Bedford, isn't he?
Here we go. Ball floated in. Caught well by Gooch, who leaps to the occasion.
I think that strip, in the light of in this sort of dusky light, the goalkeeper is not that easy to differentiate from the other players.
Back to Bunker. McGrath. Reece Brown, who joined us in the first half. Connor Inskip went off injured with a hamstring problem in the first half. Maddie. Good challenge. Not legal though, says the referee. Got the ball, says McGrath. Got the ball. And a little calming down from the sidelines from a Bedford FC point of view. They've got to be careful.
That was known as a little bit of midfield enforcement there from the captain.
Little conversation. I doubt any cardage will be produced.
Just before that, in the lead up to that, there was just I think he got the ball a little bit. Just
Bit of
McLeod Bentley had just a well, let's
corner, says the referee.
Yeah, corner, and they've got to watch it. This guy, Luke Smith, look at him. He's standing right there on the edge of the 6-yard box towards the far post. He's the obvious target man.
Cody Lee Spavins, who will put it in.
The two hands go up. That means, I bet you that means it's going to the far post. That's the code. They're going to be using cryptographic code in the future.
The goal scorer
to the near post. And
looks to try and get it close.
Karma's in trouble there.
Has it again. Crosses it in this time.
Poor ball the second time.
Not as good.
That was a really good corner. Karma's in all sorts of trouble.
Mavins, look at this. Lovely delivery. Khan saves well, pretty much off the line. Bunker again with the clearance. And then a more sufficient clearance later on by Fisher.
I can tell you some official numbers now. The 65 tickets sold
65.
for today's. There's way more than 65 people here, so somebody's a lot of friends and family are in, I think. But 65 tickets sold. You wait, one day it'll be 65,000.
That's the ambition here at Bedford FC. For now, they have
There's
Stotfold
Davis again. He
with.
shouldn't have won that ball, and he has. And now if he hits that well...
Off the woodwork. Carnage still in play. Khan does well.
Well done, Khan.
Let's have a look at that again. It was an opportunity gone begging for Stotfold. Davis does well, cuts it on into the midfield. The new man.
Not a bad shot, but he's a heck of a player they've brought on.
Luke Smith, that is, number 15. Another goal for Stotfold would be a very difficult situation for the home side to claw their way back from.
In comes the long throw. Bedford player didn't even jump for it.
Well cleared. It's gone to the back to Goodman. The bunker, who's dealt with the pressure of three Stotfold players very well. Back to Goodman. Well collected by Amadi.
Here's our man. If there's going to be a goal, it's going to come from him. That's very nice.
Oh, it's off the crossbar. McLeod Bentley as well gets a shot at it, but wowee, that was impressive from the number 10. Look at this. Cuts it back onto his strong foot, whips it round. Nothing that Gooch could do. Denied by the woodwork, Bedford FC.
That was quality. You know, if that had gone in, that was a goal worthy of the Premiership. It was a heck of a strike, and well played, number 10, Amadi, I should say. I beg your pardon. Oh, I've been corrected. It's Amadi. So while they're taking this goal kick, I'll give you a little bit of trivia about this Bedford team. They started out in 1957 as a works team. I'll come back to it in a moment. As a works team, Deemer and Reynolds, who were a printing company, and so they acquired the nickname the Printers. And how ironic that this Bitcoin, soon-to-be Bitcoin side should have the nickname the Printers. I'm sure all our international fiat money critics will love that little bit of trivia.
Well collected by Gooch. Opportunity potentially for Amadi to pounce.
Yeah, you can't really challenge. The decision always goes in the favour of the keeper. I thought he sort of did everything he could.
Back to Bedford. McGrath does well. Up the line, no one's there though. And he tries to put pressure on it and it will go out. Substitution potentially looking to be made. Sam Rogers is waiting, we think, on the sidelines.
What do you know about Rogers?
Now, well, I'll tell you about him when he gets on. For now, we've got a game still being played.
Ooh.
High shot from Clark. Nichols running up the touchline.
Shove in the back.
McGrath plays it back. Oh, well collected
this well,
by Joe
trouble.
Ryan. Ryan, what a finish! Goodness me. Lots of room to manoeuvre through the midfield. And it is a great clinical score from Stotfold.
Yeah, you watch this back. McGrath has it. He lays it off back to the fullback, and the fullback wallops it, and he just puts it straight into his path. There's no one on him. Number 4 can take 2 touches almost, and he hits it beautifully, and it's a one heck of a goal. It's a good strike from the number 4, you've got to say that.
Joe Ryan piercing the net with a strong left foot.
Drive. It was a proper left foot drive, wasn't it? With a bit of curl on it. And Bedford have got to make sure they don't let this slide. You know, 2-0 isn't the end of the world, but don't let this be 5 or 6-1. Keep your heads together, Bedford.
Substitution being made.
Who's coming off?
Who's going off? It's Amadi who's coming off.
No, he's not going off. It's not Amadi. He stayed on.
Someone's.
I think it's the number 7 who's gone off.
And it is Sam Rogers who's come on. Youngster, 17 years of age. Although he did captain Hertford United, a young leader, 5 caps for Middlesex County.
I think it's Bentley's still there as well.
We'll find out who's come off in just a second.
Okay, we need a goal now, Bedford. Right away.
Pretty sure Bedford might have moved to a 3 at the back. More attacking scenario. All their attackers have stayed on, and they've brought on a player who plays in that sort of number 10 role.
But Stotfold are going to hit them. They've got to watch they don't get hit on the break here. Good header. Nobody's challenging for that header.
Looks like, I think, Cade Abbey who's made way.
Ah, the fullback. He'd hurt himself. And he was booked as well.
Long throw from Mark Bunker.
Good flick on. Go. Oh, there's nobody there.
Davis hoists the ball downfield.
And he's under pressure now. He's under pressure.
Goodman will let it slide.
Yeah.
Frustration, however. There he is, Sam Rogers. Young face. Lots of potential. An impressive play. He tells me he bases his play off Phil Foden of Man City. Not a bad person to base your play off.
I'll say. He needs to channel his inner Foden now.
Amadi has the ball.
Well done, Amadi.
McGrath, under a slight bit of pressure, relieves it by hitting it down the field. Well cleared by Nichols, but it will be a Bedford ball. In the last 5 minutes or so, Dominic, Bedford putting on a bit more pressure towards the men in green.
They've been good all half. They've just got hit on the break, and that clearance just went to the wrong man, and they've conceded a goal. They haven't been bad. Just Stotfold are just that bit more ruthless.
Bunker
long throw
now
whoever wins the first challenge, somebody's got to get behind him for the next ball here. No. There we go. Your man Rogers won that.
Bunker getting closer
Foul.
into the box. No foul, says the referee. Will play on.
Referee wasn't even interested. I thought he shoved him in the back.
Have a look at this. No, not too much of a touch. It was Nichols on bunker, number 2 on number 2, and the referee has said that's not a penalising offence.
No, he went down very easily. Here's your man Rogers.
See what he can do. Not much for now. Davis muting him. Amazi looks to get us back underway quickly. Reece Brown. Wrong pass. Well taken down by Luke Smith, who's joined us in this second half. Out wide to the goal scorer. The first goal coming from Lee Spavins into the mixer. Davis is there. Has he been shoved?
No, that's no penalty.
No penalty, says the referee. We've had one either end there in the last 2 minutes or so.
I've seen them given. It wasn't a foul, but I've seen them given.
Here we go. It's clumsy from Bedford.
He was looking the wrong way, wasn't he? Well, he was looking at the ball. That's where you're supposed to look. But okay, long throw. No points for guessing. Corner. No points for guessing on whose head Stotfold want this to go.
Ball towards the back.
That's not going to go down as the greatest shot in the world.
Lee Spavins has room to manoeuvre. Doesn't get much on it though.
Was he shooting or was he crossing?
Both, you'd assume. Can't give Cody Lee Spavins that much space because 9 out of 10 times that hits the back of the net.
Well, they had 2 at the back post. Just had to stick it on one of their heads.
Well manoeuvred by Goodman. Tries to get it upfield to Amadi. Denied, however, by that strong green wall, which has held out Bedford for 60 minutes or so. Half an hour to go. Lovely throw in there from one of our fans as well. Maybe a trial match in offer for that supporter. Anyway,
Good
McGrath
win. Well done, McGrath.
does well.
Oh.
Can't get it on to McLeod Bentley, however. Pressure's on for Bedford. Got Davis on his backside. Again, Reece Brown under the cosh.
Davis has got a great engine on him.
Manoeuvred well. Bentley, Reece Brown looking to play a bit more tiki-taka. Has come to no avail. Instead, it falls at the feet of Cody Lee Spavins, who puts it towards Khan, who will look to distribute quickly. Bedford FC want to get this game back underway. They want to get an early score so they have an opportunity of drawing the match in the closing minutes. McGrath back to Bedford, does well and controls it nicely. Seems to have the ball on a string at the moment, Bedford. Out, says the referee, but off a green boot. Rogers wrapping round the outside, giving Bedford some options. Instead, he decides to fling it into the middle towards Bamford. Falls down for Reece Brown on the edge of the D. Cleared away. Now Lee Spavins will look to charge.
Well tackled.
Well tackled by McGrath, who's got man and ball. Can they go again, Bedford? They look to be playing with much more intent. Silly mistake from Bedford. He's been making a few of those. Just a few paces off it. It's Fisher who
Get this under. No.
tries to find Bamford. Rogers flicks it on, but only to Davis in the opposite shirt. Lovely ball over to Lee Spavins. Men in the middle.
He's free at the far
Can he
post.
find one?
Oh, no!
Oh, opportunities are plenty. That time it fell to Baggy.
Yeah, that was similar to Bamford's chance in the first half. He perhaps should have done a bit better. Just needed to make a bit more contact, get a bit more forehead on it.
Glances wide.
That substitute, the number 15, Smith, was loitering at the far post, unmarked there.
Reece Brown, openings. Can he make them count? They're loitering at the moment on the edge of that D, on the edge of the box. McLeod Bentley does well to leave it and allow for the throw-in. Substitution being made. Referee's flag showing that it's going to be the away side who make the change. Let's try and figure out who this is.
I like their hats.
We're going to try and see who's making way.
Stotfold have got quite cool hats.
Got a double substitution. It's Amadi who's coming off for the experienced Danny Watson. 250 games of football at this level, including Bedford Town and a long stint at Crawley Green. A very experienced head to have at the top of the table. Looking to finish Bedford's dinner, something they haven't been able to do throughout the whole game. Baggy clears it with no real intent. Instead, it's swept up by Fisher, who's done well. All controlled by Rogers, not well enough though. Baggy on the counter. Well cleared by McGrath, does
Great
the
clearance.
necessary.
He was the last man there. Great clearance. I think Amadi can consider himself unlucky to be taken off.
He's been playing well.
He's done a bit of damage, McGrath, as well as clearing the ball. He's took a bit of the number 11 with him as well.
Cody Lee Spavins is on the deck. The last thing that Stotfold will want is to have to bring him off.
He's got something of the Wayne Rooney about him, McGrath, hasn't he?
Little break in play to mention that we do have a game for you on Wednesday. It's a quick turnaround for these players. Once again, here at home, streamed to you on your sofas.
He's okay.
Cody Lee Spavins is back up and running. Maybe a sort of tactical injury, something which is
Come on,
ever more present in football at the moment. Lee Spavins getting himself involved once more. Ball fallen to McGrath, who clears it. Inventiveness lacking now for Bedford in the middle of the park. Not really much going on. Bamford has been twiddling his thumbs up at the top, not really been getting much going on for
He's
him.
had nothing in this half, has he? Can't get the ball to him. So we're in this is a South Midlands Division 1. And for Bedford to go to the Premiership, they would have to get up 8 divisions. That would be from the South Midlands to the South Midlands Premier. That's what they're hoping to be in the frame for at the end of this season, if they can make the playoffs. They kind of needed a result today, though, while this substitution's going on.
It's Jake Davis who's going to be making way, someone who we have been really impressed by.
Yeah, I think Bedford will be glad to see the back of him.
And it will be Nathan Manning who will be joining us on the pitch. Youngster looking to impress the Stotfold management. Maybe get a start for the next game. He might get an early involvement here. No, he won't. Ball's down to McGrath. He's had more touches of the ball than anyone else in this game so far.
Luke Smith won that challenge easily just back then. Oh dear.
Ball fallen for Spavins. What can he do? Smothered by a plethora of men in black and white. Ball
He was in there just for a moment.
picked in, well controlled by Spavins. Gets it, tries to get it under his feet. But the work of the likes of Goodman and Fisher deny him an opportunity to add that nail in the coffin goal. Both sides desperate to score. Goodman finds McLeod Bentley, who does very well.
Terrible pass. Bentley brought it down beautifully, and then the pass was too weak. They were in.
Will be Bunker, who will look to throw the ball in.
He's not had a great game, Bentley.
It's been frustrating for the number 7. Lots of opportunities gone awry. Sun setting here in Bedford. Floodlights are on.
Sun is a very glamorous way of putting it.
McGrath looks to find a feeding ball in between that defensive line, but no one's home. And it will be a nice chance for Gooch to get his hands on things. He hasn't had much of the ball so far this second half. It has been the majority of football being played in the middle of the pitch or towards the Bedford goal, something that the home side will want to change. Handball.
He was lucky. He was unlucky. That was a bit too casual from the left back.
Goodman.
Right, Bedford, you've got 20 minutes, 22 minutes.
It'll be Khan who says, I'll have this. Let's get it downfield. Everyone up. Everyone looking to get that all-important score. Pressure's on for Fisher. Does well. Ball falls to Bamford.
Well played, Bamford.
Hasn't touched the ball much onto the new man.
He was
Opportunities were in for McLeod Bentley, but instead it fell to Rogers. Poor decision from the experienced head of Danny Watson. They've still got the ball though, Bedford. They can still do something with it. Not anymore. Commentators curse.
Yeah, the veteran, he had two better options. You're taught to play the way you're facing, which is what he did, but he
Spavins
could have turned, and we're in trouble.
Across the face of the goal, looking for Smith. Probably could have shot himself, but instead looking for the more generous option. Big shot made in by Baggy there, making himself well known to Steve Burford. Burford, though, does well. Gets the ball back. No one's up the pitch, though, for Bedford. And Gooch has the opportunity to get it back into the Bedford half. McGrath puts it down. Reese Brown. Out Bentley.
He had time to get it under. He just had a bit more time to do something a bit more interesting and intelligent with it.
Calls of handball from the bench, denied by the referee. Khan has to touch it down, picks it up, kicks it more vertically than horizontally. Frustrating for Bedford, just that last little missing piece, faltering for the men in black and whites at the moment.
Well played. Here we go.
McLeod Bentley
Good
into
ball
the
in. Go
mixer.
on. Yes!
Bamford
Yes!
gets his opportunity and takes it well. Of course he does. The main man, the star man, making himself well known to the new faces here at Bedford, and they're back in the game.
And Bentley answering his critics. Look, he puts in a great ball here. There. Bentley takes it. Bit of space. Lovely ball. Bob's your uncle. How about that?
Bamford had a very similar opportunity in the first half and didn't take it. We said that it would be preying on his mind throughout the game, and he's just been able to right a few wrongs with that goal. A well-taken effort brings us to an all-exciting conclusion at McMullen Park.
Yeah, that chance was easier than the one he had in the first half. All he had to do was get it on the noggin, which is what he did. And we've got a game on our hands. 20 minutes to go. All to play for. Come on, Bedford.
Rogers takes it down
Nice
well.
touch. He's
We're
got a good
looking
touch.
to inject a bit of pace and enthusiasm into this Parenta's side. Stotfold, though, will be looking to slow things down, suck the life out of this fixture.
Bedford need to print a couple of goals now.
Fisher
Out of thin air. Sort of hit and hope
was
that.
waiting. Ball brought down. McGrath, this is better from Bedford. They're working more as a unit. You can see this play working well, and just as I say that, Bamford loses the ball. I should probably stop talking.
Got to say, Bedford look better when they keep it on the ground, even in these conditions. Well done. Good tackle. You know, they're... Oops.
Rogers challenged.
Oh, he's not happy about that.
Not at all. Devontae Sims. We haven't seen much of Devontae Sims so far this game. Rogers. Oof. Welcome to men's football, son.
He got up though. Fair play to him. He's going to have a if he's going to be like Phil Foden, he's going to get plenty more of those.
Only 17. The young lad, still in school, still working hard.
Here we go. So the right back's going to hoof it into the box. I just don't think this is the thing to do.
Bunker plays it long.
Oh dear.
A mistimed header.
Well
Shouts of Lino from the touchline. Spavins.
We
Rumours
don't
of
want to
offside.
concede
Lovely
here.
ball. All he has to do is put it in the back of the net. Luke Smith. Nailing the coffin stuff. Cool as you like. Calm, collected, clinical from Stotfold FC.
I was just about to say, the one thing Bedford don't want to do here is concede, and that's exactly what they've gone and done.
Hints of offside from Lee Spavins, who controls it well, drives and puts a lovely ball in.
I think McGrath played him on.
Frustrating stuff. Bedford looked to be back in it. They looked as though that could have been their opportunity.
I don't know, the crowd, a lot of crowd coming up to the commentary box and complaining that was off, so maybe it was. We'll never know.
Either way.
All that we'll know is that Stotfold have got a goal.
Exactly. Luke Smith has put his name on the score sheet. 3-1. Making the game ever so more difficult now for Bedford to get back into. But we've seen
and it came from that Bedford free
football.
kick.
It did indeed. Hit off the referee. Play on. Sims out wide. Floating ball over the top.
Stotfold are bigger and stronger in the high ball stuff. You know, it's a totally legitimate tactic, particularly at this level, but if the other side are bigger and stronger than you, it doesn't work as well.
There's
There he is.
the goal scorer, Smith, onto the assister, Spavins, maybe looking to return the favour.
No.
Sims was waiting in the middle.
It's so difficult for defenders. The ground's so muddy. Did you see how it bobbled as it went in? And it's so easy to make a mistake as a defender.
Burford might have space to stretch his legs.
He hasn't got any options.
He left it a little too late. Rogers was maybe waiting for out wide, but a bit of a testing pass to give.
He couldn't get it. There was too many players in the way. He had to sort of play himself into position, and by the time he got there, he'd lost the ball.
Baggy given options, Sims being one of them.
Nice ball there,
Well.
outside of the right foot.
Cross in, low cross. Dealt with. Rogers touches it on to Reese Brown, the two substitutes, trying to make amends.
Okay. Let's get a goal here, Bedford.
Armour heads required than those we're seeing on the pitch at the moment. Bamford left alone, but left with the ball. Plays it back to friends in better positions.
He was short of options, though. He had to wait too long before he could play it.
Watson.
Now, give it out right. Give it out right.
McGrath.
That's the ball.
Out to Rogers, who's been floating in that number 10 role, finding himself in a wider position. Reese Brown trying to work it. Rogers. Can he get to that ball? Yes, no, he can't. We thought he could. The camera angle deceived us there slightly. Goal kick. And Liam Gooch will take all the time in the world to get this one back in play.
While he's doing that, I'll give you my little description of the sort of hierarchy of leagues that Bedford need to go through to get up to the Premier League. Maybe I'm talking about the Premier League a little bit prematurely, but hey, there's nothing wrong with being ambitious. So it'll be the Spartan South Midlands, then the Spartan South Midlands 1 is what they're in, then Spartan South Midlands Premier, then the Southern League, then the National League, North or South, then the National League, and then they go into the professional leagues, League 2, League 1, the Championship, and then the Premiership. A long way to go.
Long way to go indeed.
Wouldn't it be fantastic if we're commentating on this game in 8 years' time and Rodgers is playing in the number 10 role and they're up against Man City or something?
Stuff of dreams, stuff that we can only hope for right now. Here is the man, Rodgers, puts boot to ball, but it's wide. But it is a shot, not on target, but it's closer to the goal than Bedford have been able to get as of late.
Yeah, it was a good chance. Better contact and it was in. Wasn't a bad strike, but just a bit wide.
Ambitious from the youngster, something which Bedford have been lacking. That little bit of ambition, that little bit of sort of inspiration, which has been holding them back throughout this game and leaves them 2 goals down. Rodgers does well to pickpocket the Stotfold midfield. Bamford, poor touch. Ends up with Joe Ryan, the goal scorer, onto Lee Spavins, another goal scorer. He scored the first. Khan, pressure's on. Well cleared by Goodman.
Ooh.
Nichols up the line, well taken by Spavins. Lovely play between him and Baggy. They've been doing it all day. It's been effective. Good work, though, from Goodman to make sure that they keep the ball. Burford.
It's a brave challenge from Nichols there. He's put his face in McLeod's boot.
McGrath
Bentley's boot.
plays the ball over to Bamford. Tries to keep it in field, and he doesn't. A counter-attack opportunity on there, but potentially Dominic going a little bit prematurely, not being able to set up front.
Yeah, he's got to hold on to it. He's got to hold on to it long enough for players to get in to support him. Everyone's tired. They're probably a little bit disheartened after that third goal, but it's happened before. 3-1 deficits have been pulled back before with 10 minutes to go, and let's hope this afternoon is another one of those occasions. I'm talking as a biased Bedford fan. I am not impartial. Here we go.
McLeod.
Bentley.
What can he do?
You want to his surname's Bentley, but because his first name's McLeod, it's the other way around, is it? Bentley McLeod. I beg your pardon. We're given scraps of paper at the beginning of the game in handwriting that is barely decipherable, and from those we need to discern the players' names. So forgive me.
We're trying to do the best we can to give you the best coverage possible, and we hope you've enjoyed it so far. From the Bedford's perspective, it's been encouraging in places. This, to remind you, viewers at home, Stotfold are first in the league. They have only dropped a handful of points to opposition. This is a stern test for Bedford, who have held strong. Previously, back in November or September, they lost this game 5-1, albeit with some issues and players coming off, etc. But this scoreline far more promising for now. A replacement for Stotfold. It looks like potentially Baggy might be making way for 16, who is Callum Holmes.
Yeah, the Bedford defence had the chance to play it through the midfield there, and he didn't seem to have the confidence in his midfielder. And he ended up going back and playing it across his goal. But if they're going to score, the defence have got to play it up through the midfield.
A little word on Cade Baggy, who's just departed us here, but has been so impressive for Stotfold and a key part of all three of their goals.
Very good, yeah. He's had a good game. I've been impressed with Stotfold. They've been good. You can see why they're the league leaders. And presumably it's 3 points in this league, is it? Or 2? 3 points in this league. I mean, looks like they're going up. They're 4 points clear at the moment. We'll have to wait and see what the other results are. But
Rodgers.
It's not too late for Bedford to make the playoffs. It really isn't. But they could have done with a draw at least today. But 3-1, if they can hold it to... Here we go.
Bunker does well. Early ball in.
Oh!
Well collected in the end by Gooch. He had to pat it down to make sure it was confirmed in his grasp.
Yeah, you want the centre forward sniffing about him, because if he does pat it down, then he can get a foot on it.
Bamford was expecting the ball to potentially go through the mitts, but it was
Yeah.
well collected by Gooch.
He did all right. He did enough.
Oh, and fairly nasty challenge on Watson, which has been repaid by the referee. Free kick. Hand goes up from the skipper,
He gave a bit of lip after it.
Connor Clark.
Right, get a good ball in here. So here we are, the man with the strike. He's got terrific delivery, the number 2,
Mark Bunker.
Mark Bunker.
Been playing since
Look at that.
2007.
That's right at the far post. That's a chance. I'm
Rodgers.
afraid I don't know if he was fouled in the back, but what he was doing on the ground, only he, and if the other person who pushed him, no.
All cleared by Stotfold. McGrath does well to make sure it doesn't enter the half just yet. Lee Spavins might be onto this. It could be
He
an
is,
opportunity.
Well done.
Does well, does Steve
Been a
Burford.
Been a good duel between Lee Spavins and Burford all game. Probably Lee Spavins has slightly got the better of it, but it's been a pretty good duel.
Number 11 on number 11. It looks like Lee Spavins may have come out the victor so far. Burford, though, has had his moments of brilliance. A darting run midway through the second half, followed by what was a pretty dreadful shot, but we'll focus on the dribbling. That was impressive.
Yeah.
5 minutes to go in
That's
this
a good
game,
cross. That's a good cross from that
including
position.
extra time.
Too close to the keeper.
Bunker
Oh dear.
charged down, but it's Khan's ball, who will look to get it back up the field. That's where Bedford want to be playing at the moment. Rodgers looks to control it, but can't keep it in field.
Stotfold are taking their time.
As they should. They're 2 goals up. They don't want to be conceding anymore. But Bedford will want to get a move on. They need to get a move on if they want to get absolutely anything out of this game. And it might come from Rodgers. He's been bright and sparky since he's come on. McGrath. All played long. Spavins, has he got the wheels against Burford? No, he doesn't.
Well done, Burford.
Pace on pace. And Steve Burford wins out for now. McGrath
I think he's had a good game, McGrath.
out to Burford. On to Reese Brown, who couldn't control it. Again, it's down at the feet of Stotfold players who will look to pounce. The new man, Devontae Sims. Or Manning, in fact, that was. Flicked on by Bamford. Nothing coming, though.
Too big an ask.
Seems like one of the stories of this game has been that Bedford have been trying to make things work, but just sort of asking a little bit too much of their front players.
Yeah, I mean, they've been good, but, you know,
We'll leave that for now. Lee Spavins putting a ball into the mixer, asking a lot of Goodman, who manages to get the ball clear. Lee Spavins has been on Bedford FC like a rash today. Just really can't get rid of him.
all the players, though, their legs will be like jelly now, running on that mud. 90 minutes. I bet they're all thinking about their cup of tea and their shower and their ice packs and all the rest of it. The ball's gone AWOL.
We're going to try and find one. Hopefully there's one around. I mean, this is a football club and we're next to another football club, so hopefully in the vicinity there'll be one.
Yeah. Although Lee Spavins doesn't seem to think so.
But for now, Dominic, whilst we have this short, quick break, a little word for your Bedford FC man of the match.
I'm going to go with McGrath. I think he's had a very good game. I was impressed with Amadi as well. I thought he had a good game, but I'm going to go with McGrath. Captain's performance. He's been a bit of a real bull terrier there. Let's just wait for this.
Corner into the mixer on the head of Smith, who's already scored one.
And yeah, and as well as doing a bit of midfield enforcement, he's covered for his defence and he's put some nice passes in as well. I've been very impressed with him. There he is.
There he is, Ben
looking
McGrath,
like Wayne Rooney.
our man of the match. 23 years of age, captaining this side. He very much bleeds Bedford. He shows and wears not only the armband on his sleeve, but his heart as well. For now, it's Lee Smith who will hold this ball in the corner.
Yeah, he lost out to Lee Smith there. He's stayed down, I think,
Our
McGrath.
man of the match is on the deck.
I'm not surprised. Lee Smith is enormous.
He's just going to catch his breath a little as well. It seems a bit of maybe a rogue hand or elbow to the face. Physio's being called on.
He's taken a knock, hasn't he?
He's a tough cookie though. Probably just trying to get a bit of fluids down him. The nosebleed. It's your classic nosebleed.
Yeah, I think your rogue elbow theory might have some weight to it. It happens a lot with big players. Their elbows are sort of, you saw it all the time with Crouch. Their elbows are just sort of the same height as everyone else's face. Do they have to do that thing of going off and coming on again?
I think he'll have to do just that. There it is. He's back. He's still with us. He'll carry on.
The administrators are happy.
We're into the red. It looks like Bedford won't come up with much.
Oh no.
Lee Spavins adds the nail to the coffin.
That was a really soft goal to give away. He wasn't properly marked. The keeper was lazy getting across. The defender wasn't properly on him. And I think the first ball might even have come off a Bedford player's head. We'll see it in a second. But that was not a good... That was a real tired end of the game goal to concede.
Cody Lee Spavins gets another award for all his hard work this afternoon. A well-taken goal on the half volley. Khan out of position ever so slightly. Burford, hand on head.
It was a well-taken goal. He did take it very well, to be fair to him.
Slight sign of resignation
But
from
that
the
just
Bedford
happens
FC
when,
boys.
at this level, the fitness is so important, and then you just leak goals towards the end of games, and what was 2-1 has suddenly become 4-1.
There's Goodman to bunker. Seems a slightly sort of deflated atmosphere now in and around the ground and with the players.
That's a great ball, though.
McGrath looking to sort of kickstart that energy back again for these final minutes.
Yeah, his player, the player didn't close it. He let the Stotfold player take it. He didn't challenge. It was a great ball.
Goodman seeking out his options.
But he just played it to where there's no one. He's done that rather a lot.
Burford to Bamford,
nice.
to Rogers. Out wide, poor pass. McLeod can't get to it. A flicker of
I think they're
good
all looking
football.
forward to hearing the sound of that whistle, aren't they?
Absolutely. They seem sort of out of ideas, out of luck, out of breath. And it will be Stotfold who will run away from McMullen Park with all 3 points. Bunker, the long throw, his signature move. It's
very sad. I mean, Bedford have played really well. I've been really impressed with Bedford, but just Stotfold were just that bit more ruthless. I've said it before, and they're just a bit more organised, just a bit stronger, and a bit, when when it just gets hoofed up there, they tended to win the balls and then follow up on the second ball better than Bedford did.
Reece Brown.
But they've played well, Bedford. They've been nothing shameful about the way they've played. Sorry to interrupt.
Will it be a free kick? Free kick to Bedford. And it will be Bunker to take maybe a little consolation effort.
Yeah, I want Bunker to do a nice curly job into the top right-hand corner as we look at it now, to the goalie's left. He's got it. He's got it in the locker. He's a good enough striker of the ball. He must be thinking, I can score this. Here we go.
Ooh. Came fizzing round to that far side post.
Yeah.
Shakes his head, Bunker. He knows he could have done better than that.
Well, when it left his boots, I thought it was awful, but then actually it sort of came round and it was closer than it looked like it was going to be. Well, he did what we told him to do. He was obviously listening. Got his earpods on and he's listening to this live commentary as he's playing.
Gooch, potentially with one of the last kicks of this game.
There we go.
It is the last kick of this game. Well, it was a performance that Bedford could take something from.
There's plenty of positives to take from that performance. They were the equal of Stotfold for the whole of the first half. They came out at them in the second half. They were just a little bit leaky at the back and not quite strong enough following up on the second ball. When the striker wins the first ball, they weren't following it up. But Will, I want to say to you, this is your debut, your commentating debut today on football at least, and certainly with Bedford. So those listening at home won't know this. He's only 16 years old. I think you've done a heck of a good job, and you're going all the way, Will. So not only a positive for Bedford, a positive for you, Will. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dominic. Well, we're going to have a look at these 5 goals, all in order. The first one from Lee Spavins when times were lighter.
Yeah, this great first-time ball into the far post. Goalie not quite on it, and there he is, Lee Spavins. Got something on it, that's all he had to do. And that was one of those that he got the better of that duel with the fullback, Burford, and that was one I guess Burford had to win.
That was the goal in the first half, Liss in the second.
Yeah,
a lovely shot.
It was a terrific strike, but the clearance... Oh, look at that. He really hit that sweetly. But the clearance from the fullback, you know, the secret thing, you've got to make it safe. And so it doesn't matter if it goes out. At least when it goes out, it's safe. And he cleared it inside, straight into his feet. Here's the next goal.
This was an opportunity where we thought Bedford might be able to get themselves back in this game. It was well played by McLeod into Bamford.
Terrific goal.
Slotting it home.
Absolutely terrific goal, and one of those where they played it on the ground and with a dinky little pass through rather than trying to hoof it. So this came from the free kick. They hoofed it, they came straight back, and there's that duel again.
Smith, clinical as ever. It was, we thought, the final effort, all that Stotfold would need to finish this game off. But
there was a bit of afters there as well, did you notice?
This last goal from Cody Lee Spavins, doubling his tally from today. 22 now in 20 games.
I think you've got to say Lee Spavins was Stotfold's best player. He was the one they talked about coming into this game. He was not playing centre forward, he's playing out on the right. And he certainly got 2. Did he get 3 goals?
2.
2 goals.
And 1 assist.
And an assist. So, you know, he's the player you want in your fantasy side. Very impressed with him, and he got the better of, the Bedford left back. Burford is a good player, you can see that, but I'm afraid Lee Spavins got the better of him today.
Well, that is all we have time for here at McMullen Park. A new beginning for Bedford, not starting off the way that they want to, but there are opportunities and there are promising pieces of play. They'll be looking back and they'll want to go again on Wednesday. Final score here at McMullen Park. Bedford FC 1, Stotfold FC 4.